Hey, good evening. My name's Chris. I'm the Assistant Director for Sport Clubs and Inclusive Recreation at JMU at UREC. And tonight I'm coming to you with a Taco Tuesday recipe. I'm going to do ground turkey tacos with homemade taco seasoning and hard shells. So the first thing that I want to talk about and show you is this homemade taco seasoning. This is something that's really easy to do. You probably have all the things you need to make taco seasoning in your pantry already. If not, it's only a few 7 or 8 ingredients, and it's a lot better for you than buying the store-bought packages that are all loaded up with sodium and MSG. So I'm going to show you what we got here on this plate. We've got a tablespoon of ground chili powder, a teaspoon of ground cumin, a teaspoon of garlic powder, and a teaspoon of paprika. I like to use a smoked paprika or a Spanish paprika, but it's really up to you. Down here we've got half a teaspoon of garlic or onion powder, half a teaspoon of dried oregano. You can also use Italian seasoning, whatever you have on hand. And then salt and black pepper to taste, as well as crushed red pepper. What I really like about this recipe is that you can customize it and make it spicier if that's something that you like. But again, there's no MSG, there's no other additional preservatives. All I do is make up about a batch of this that's 3 or 4 times what I just read off, and the recipe will be there on our virtual webpage. And I just put it in a jar, shake it up, and it'll keep for, probably a year, long time. It's good for a lot, just a general good seasoning in general. This is actually what you would use on about a pound of a ground beef, a ground turkey, ground chicken. I've used it with quinoa. Add it right to the water when the quinoa is cooking. You could do like a quinoa and black bean taco. It's really whatever you prefer, whatever you like. So that's the first thing that we get ready. And then from there, you'll take your protein of choice, and you will brown it, and once it's browned and you drain off the excess fat or you cook it out, you'll add the spice mixture with about a half cup water, and you'll let that simmer down and reduce to get to a nice consistency. And I've already got my ground turkey here done. I'll show you what we got. So this is my ground turkey mixture, probably a little bit more than a pound. Organic ground turkey, we prefer that. We like the taste of it a little bit better than we do our ground beef. One of the other things that I really like about tacos is you can do so much of the prep ahead of time. I'll chop up all the vegetables, the cheese, the things that I like to use, and let me grab those and show you what we got here. Got a nice mixture of things. Bring the camera down so you can see what we got. Again, you can do this all ahead of time. It's really easy. I got some diced up red onions, got some chopped up spinach, got some shredded cheese, some diced up jalapeno, and some slices of avocado. You could easily do like a guacamole if that's what you like as well. I know there's a recipe on the UREC virtual page for guacamole. The one thing I'll mention about the cheese, I always prefer to buy block cheese. It's a little bit cheaper. And then you can actually just shred it with a cheese grater or a food processor. Nice thing about that, if you buy bagged cheese, it has cellulose in it, and that's kind of that powdery stuff that you can see on the cheese. It's put in there just to basically not make the cheese clump and help it so it doesn't have a bunch of moisture in it. So it's really not that unhealthy for you, but you don't know how much of that is the weight. When you buy a block of cheese, you're getting your 8 ounces, you're getting all of that in one. So it's a really nice to do it that way. So that's kind of the way I like to do it. The other thing that I prefer is I like to use corn tortillas. You can obviously use flour tortillas, you can use hard shells, but what's pretty cool about corn tortillas is if you do like to do a hard shell, you can actually just bake these off by draping them over the racks in your oven, and they'll come out as a hard shell. Give you a little bit more texture. So I've got a plate of those here, and I'll show you what that looks like. Right here, got some yellow corn tortillas, and I got some white corn. And you can see I have one here in the oven still, but I was just going to show you how I drape it over the grate. It comes out, you just pull it off. It holds its texture really nice. So that gives you a hard shell and a substitute if that's what you like. So that's it. It's pretty simple. Obviously, didn't want to take the time to show you all the browning of the meat. I'm gonna go ahead and dress up a taco. I like a lot of hot sauces, so I've got a lot of hot sauces to choose from. You can put whatever you like on it. Another substitute that I prefer is I like to use Greek yogurt instead of sour cream. Just a little bit healthier. Let's go ahead and see what we got here. Get a little sour cream, put it on the bottom, or Greek yogurt, whatever you prefer. I'll go ahead, get me some of my taco meat filling. Put that in there. And then dress it with just a little red onion for me. I like spice, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw a little diced jalapeno in there. It's really up to you. A little of that shredded spinach. And then a little bit of that shredded cheese. And an avocado slice. And there you have it. Put a little hot sauce on that. And I'm good to go. So if you have any questions about the recipe, all the details will be on the UREC virtual programming website. Appreciate you watching the video. Have a good evening. Here we go.